The lovers set down their spoons. We are sitting at a table in a restaurant, the four of us, you, me, the woman with whom you had an affair, her boyfriend. I sit across from her, you across from her boyfriend. There is wine, red and white. There are 4 water glasses, 4 linen napkins, 4 spoons, 8 forks, 4 knives. There are tables on all sides of us. Behind the bar, a large mirror reflects the brilliance of a chandelier. The woman with whom you had an affair, looking at you. How did you find this place? You. I read a review in the Sunday Times. The owners live upstairs. They keep a 600 square foot herb garden in Planters. The woman with whom you had an affair. 600 square feet? You. Incredible, right? The woman with whom you had an affair, I'll say. Her boyfriend butters his bread. The waiter had brought out olive oil for our bread, but he, her boyfriend, asked for butter. I liked that about him. I wonder what he is thinking, the boyfriend, staring now at a couple 1 table over, she in a below-the-knee red dress, he in corduroys and a striped dress shirt. I imagine the boyfriend is wondering if they are lovers. Perhaps if they are both lovers first to someone else and lovers only second to each other. She isn't beautiful, the woman with whom you had an affair. Coarse and a bit squat, she's not at all the woman I'd imagined. The woman with whom you had an affair, looking at her menu. Everything looks so good. Good restaurants always make me wish I cooked more. But by the time I even think of dinner, it's too late to make anything. So Simon and I usually order in Greek or Thai. She watches you for your reaction. Simon, you hate Thai. You're allergic to peanuts and coconut milk. The woman with whom you had an affair pretends not to hear Simon. She sips her wine and is noticeably relieved when the waiter arrives. Waiter, white shirt, black apron, tall and long-limbed. Something more to drink? Perhaps an appetizer? You, taking charge. Yes, we'll have the fried sage leaves and, pouring over the menu, an order of the squash flan. Waiter, very good. He walks away from the table in long, thin steps. The woman with whom you had an affair. Great choices. Simon and I love flan, don't we, Simon? Simon sips his wine. You, I order the flan whenever it's on the menu. I notice a slight trembling of the chandelier, as if someone is walking upstairs in the spice cabinet where the owners live, bending between the rows of herbs, plucking. The waiter arrives with the appetizers and sets them in the middle of the table. You, the orchestrator of this event, lift and reach a sage leaf onto each of our plates with your fork and knife. With your spoon, you slop piles of squash flan next to our sage. The 3 of us pick up our silverware, but you are unsure of what to do with yours. They've been designated serving utensils. Can you eat from them? I poke the sage leaf with my fork and bite a third of the leaf. It looks and tastes like a fried anchovy. I grab my water and try to swallow the fish like a vitamin, but I cough, cough, choke a little, and spit the fish into my water glass. You, ignoring me, oh, this is great. Have you tried the sage? You are looking at her, at the woman with whom you had an affair. Have you tried the fried sage leaf? Through the windows, the sun is setting. It is nearing 8 o'clock, and the last rays are reaching through the glass. They are sliding down the panes like a coat of sheer gold paint, and the restaurant seems to float in this buoyancy of light. I hate New York. I'm beginning to feel a sick longing for my before life, when I lived in Boston and I didn't know you. Me. Simon, what do you do? Simon, I audit. Taxes. I do tax audits. Breath. Me, what do you do for fun? You and the woman with whom you had an affair look at me simultaneously as if I had just said something wrong, awkward, inappropriate. Simon, for fun? Me, yeah, for fun. Simon, I play cards, I'm in a bridge club, I golf, go to the movies, just bought a new bike. the woman with whom you had an affair. We were in Seattle a couple weeks ago and saw, what is the name of that film? She turns to Simon. That Spanish one. Oh, she looks from you to me, really have to see it. What was it called, Simon? Simon, I don't know. I'm glad I forgot. He looks at me. If you're into movies where people are so in love with books, they masturbate in library bathrooms, then maybe you'd like it. He sets his fork against his small blue plate. You, looking at her, at the woman with whom you had an affair. Are you talking about the one with lighting or making light in the title? Make light, I think. Make light. What words, I wonder, did you use with this woman? Fuck? Have sex? Intercourse? Make love? Make light? The woman with whom you had an affair. Yes! Making light of it or lighting it. Wait, maybe it was Danish. Simon, Swedish. He turns to the table next to us. The woman's fork catches the last ray of sun as she lifts it to her lover's lips, if he's even her lover. He almost chokes, and they are laughing. The waiter takes our order, and when he is finished, he closes the sun into his black book. Another waiter hurries around the restaurant, holding a cigarette lighter above the tea candle on each table. I watch Simon yawn, and the gold cap on his back tooth twinkles in the candlelight. Something about the gold in his tooth, I turn to look at you, makes me think of the absurdity of us. The sun was still out the night I carried the first box of my things into your apartment. But when I reached the top of the stairs with the second box, I noticed that it had begun to set. And by the time I entered with the third, it was a glint in the window. There was only one window in the whole apartment, and it was bolted shut, but I kept carrying my boxes. You, to her, of course. Are you reading anything? Anything good? The woman with whom you had an affair. In the last week or so, I've accumulated so many new books, Simon and I barely have room to walk. Simon, turning briefly from the lovers. I don't have problems walking. I stand up to find the restroom, but your foot is in the way, so I kick it. You, leaning forward, what the... Me. I look up at Simon and the woman with whom you had an affair. Excuse me. Turning to you, I'm sorry, did I catch your foot? You, squinting. That's all right. It was an accident. Me. Of course it was. My voice sounds like cranberries. Small squares of light drip from the ceiling and illuminate my path to the WC. A few paces ahead, a waiter is slowly approaching. He is balancing 2 bowls of soup on his right forearm and holding one in his left hand. He looks so young, his red hair sticking up by his ears because someone cut it too short. His belt is the smallest rubber band, holding up his pants like tying a balloon. Me, slowly and evenly toned, careful, I'm right here, right in front of you. The young waiter, lifting an eyebrow, I see you. Me, do you want me to? The young waiter, no, I have to do this on my own. I step aside and he passes by. I watch him walk along his tightrope to deliver the soup. He makes it. When I am back from the WC, our meals arrive, and the waiter sets them before us, admiring our choices. He leaves, and I look down at my plate. My pasta is green, too pretty to eat. I push my plate forward and reach for the wine bottle. I begin to pour, and the waiter rushes over, mortified that my fingers touched the bottle. I wave him away. Me, to you. What? You, whispering sternly to me. He would have done that, you know. In places like this, you're supposed to let them pour your wine. Me, to you. Places like this, I'm not sure why the repetition. I watch you cut your meat and sprinkle your salt. Sometimes you're a vegetarian and sometimes you're not. Simon takes a bite of his tray fungi penne. This is terrible. I hate mushrooms. He pushes his plate away. The woman with whom you had an affair. I don't know why you ordered it then. She lifts an asparagus spear to her teeth. I had a neighbor years ago who cultivated asparagus. Locked out one scorching afternoon, I knocked on his door and asked to use his phone. My boyfriend at the time had the only other key, and when I reached him, he told me to stay at the neighbor's or climb through a window. When I repeated this to my neighbor, he said, "Not many people know this, but asparagus is actually a member of the lily family. Come, I'll show you."